What's going on, everybody? David here from Bluckers Videos and Toys, and today I got a two-part series of amazing haul that I did a trade with my good buddy, one of my good friends that's in the collecting community, Justin Kronk, this past weekend on the Labor Day weekend, and I had a piece that I had in my collection for number of years. It's just been put up and hadn't been displayed, and I messaged him and asked him if he'd be interested in it, and he said yes, he was very interested in it. And he's going through a transition in his collection, so he had a lot of stuff that he wanted to just get rid of and sell off and maybe do trades and stuff with, and which is fine because every collector, including myself, goes through that phase. And so he said that, hey, I got plenty of stuff for you if you want, for this trade. And so we went through it and came to an agreement to a trade, and here we are. And I am very happy with the outcome of this trade. It's a little bit more than I expected, but hey, it's a blessing at the same time, because one, this trade offers, new key pieces to fill in the gaps in my collection, of current lines that I'm collecting, and two, adds a couple of new things to the collection that I've never had before that I'm really excited to add, and so it's just very exciting to be able to get with one of your friends that's in the collecting community to come together and make this type of thing to happen. And so, with that being said, Justin, greatly appreciate you doing this trade with me. I'm very excited about it, very happy, and so, I mean, I'm truly blessed to have been able to do this with you. But that being said, excuse me. That being said, the part one is going to be the Toy Biz side of things, and then the part two video will be some of the carded stuff that will be reviewed on the channel, and some Lucy's that I got. So, because for some reason my videos can't go a certain length for whatever reason anymore, so that's why I'm trying to do it a two-parter thing. So, like I said, part one is Toy Biz, and then the other half is carded and Lucy's. Alright, so with that being said, the first item out, first couple of them are going to be like the big boys of the Toy Biz section. So, Justin always likes to pick on me about my 10-inch figures from the Marvel Universe that Toy Biz did. He says that these are my hot toys, which is true. It's just true, because I got a few of these. And so I added a 10-inch Professor X. And it's a 10-inch tall, fully posable accessory included. And so that's my hot toy. These are like my hot toys of my collection. So very happy to have this. And then next up is another tall boy. Not as tall as the 10-inch one, but this is part of the, I want to say, Planet of the Symbiotes, or Along Came a Spider. I can't remember what line it came from, but this is Riot. At the time, this was the only Riot figure that we got from the Marvel Universe. And he is missing one arm, which is fine. I'm just happy to have a Riot in my collection, even though that looks nothing like the one in the comics. And I know that recently Hasbro did a box set that features that comic with to finish out the family of symbiotes with Riot in it. Pretty much used the same body buck that they've used for their monster venom and stuff. So a lot of people have been taking that and customizing it. So, but I prefer this one because one, it's the original one, it's vintage, and it's first of its kind. And look at the details. The new one has nothing compared to this. But very happy to have this in the collection. And then also I want to point out that some of these I already do have, but the good thing is that one, some of the ones that I have in my collection are beaters, and the ones that I received from Justin's are pretty good shape, and they're going to replace the beaters, you know. And this is one of them. I think I have her on card, and her pieces tend to want to fall off. So hopefully she stays like that without falling over. So that's the one of the monster series with Rogue, the monster armor, and I would like to get the rest of them because I think I have her on card. So I know there's like a Cyclops. I know that there's Mystique, Mr. Sinister, Mr. Sinister, and I think there might be a Wolverine. I'm not sure. But anyways, moving on. I already have this one, but I'm glad to have another one. I can army build him. I have Vince Stegron, and he is the Stegosaur man, or Dinosaur Man. So Vince Stegron, and I have him, and he's fully complete. The other one I got is complete as well. But to be honest, I think this is in better condition because one, his limbs aren't as loose as mine. Mine's kind of loose. The limbs are pretty loose, especially in the legs. So, like I said, it's a good thing because one, it's an upgrade. But very happy. Now, I did the rest of them. I did have them in categories because so that way we can take a look at what we have. Now, if I forget some of these guys' names, my apologies. I pretty much know who most of them are, but I might be missing a name or two. So forgive me. But the second one up is a beefy guy, and this is Mondo from the Gen X series, Generation X. So he's the first. I think he's the. Well, no, I don't think he's the first one I have. I think I got Skin Man. I think his name is part of the Generation X, and I think I might have a Jubilee. I'm not sure. But here is the next one up is Magneto from the looks like Riot doesn't want to stand up. Let's see what we can do about his legs. There you go. Hopefully he can. There we go. Alright. Sorry about that, guys and gals. And yeah, so next up is Magneto from the Age of Apocalypse line. I do have several of these, so I do want to complete that line. I don't have him, so glad to have him finally. Next up is Bloodhawk from the X-Men 2099 line. I love that comic series. I have issues 1 and 2, I believe. And I don't have any figures from that line, so Bloodhawk is a perfect one to start off with. Next up is a Melloway from a Toy Fair. And this is a Bullseye. So very happy to have him in the collection. This next one, I've never, don't even remember this, nor ever heard of it. But this is, I don't even know what set this comes from. Because it has to be a box set. Because I don't know anything about this. This is the Swamp Spider-Man. So he's a new addition to the collection. Don't know nothing about it. So if anybody does, please let me know. And that was during the time towards the end when they started to upscale their figures a little bit bigger. So you could tell throughout the years they kind of made their figures different sizes. Next one up, I don't have this guy in the collection, but I do have John Blaze and I do have a Ghost Rider. This is Vengeance. So very happy to have Vengeance in the collection from the Ghost Rider series. And then the final three is part of the original line that Toy Biz did, is the Marvel superheroes line. So the first one is the Incredible Hulk. This is like the original Hulk that they did. And then next up is the Green Goblin. So he has a funny stance. So he is complete with his glider and his pumpkin bomb. And finally, this is finally have one. Finally got a Punisher in my collection. This in this scale, and this is part of the superheroes line as well. The original one came out. He didn't have the trench coat, but I think this is version 2, and the second version came out with this coat and stuff. So these rip pretty easily. So, but yeah, that's the first part of this, and let's move on to the next one. Alright, these next set of figures are going to be from the Fantastic Four and the Iron Man line. So we're going to start off with the Fantastic Four line. The first one up will be Silver Surfer. I don't have that one. I do have a Silver Surfer, but he's from the Superheroes line, from the original line. And I'm missing his a board. So I do need to find a board for that particular Silver Surfer. And then the second one up is Firestorm. And the last one from this line is Gorgon. So that's a pretty cool figure right there. He's got a little kick action figure. Alright, and so the next figures are from the Iron Man line. And so the first one we're going to show off, I do have him and a couple of others on a card, I believe. They're just beater cards. They were ones I was going to open up and review, but you can still do it. You know, just take a look at the Lucy's and then do the card and stuff like that. So, but anyways, I think this guy's name is Whiplash, I believe. And then the next guy up we have is, I want to say Death Knight. I think that's his name, I believe. It's a pretty cool looking figure. And then the next one is Sentry. I think his name is Sentry, I believe. And guys and gals, if any of these names are wrong, just please correct me in the comments. I don't mind. Next one up, I'm very happy to have this one. I've been keeping an eye on this guy for a while. Is Grey Gargoyle. I've always been wanting to have him in the collection. Finally have him in the collection. And then the next one is, he's not complete. He's missing some of his pieces of his armor. But we do have Crimson Dynamo. So you can tell he's missing some of his armor and stuff. And then next up we have Silver Centurion Iron Man. And then last but not least is War Machine. So he's missing some things as well. So I believe he's missing some of his armor on the sides. Whoa. Guess he didn't want to stand. And then his rocket launchers, his missiles. So this is a cool piece. I'm glad I have a War Machine, you know, finally in the collection, you know. So, but yeah, this is Crimson Dynamo. So that's it for that particular line. Let's move on to the next set. Alright, next up is the Uncanny X-Men X-Force line. So let's see, who we're going to start off first. Let's see. I think the first guy we'll start off with is Tusk. I do have him and he's complete. This one and one I have is complete. So I do like that character, so he'll be somebody that I'll keep because they're both in good condition. Next one, I think his name is Warstar, and his arm is broken, and he is missing his little pilot, but we can work with that. I think this arm right here is one that's broken off, so we'll just super glue it. You know, it's for a display piece anyway, so it's not like I'm gonna be playing with them. Very happy to have them in the collection though. Alright, next one up is definitely an upgrade that I have. It's Chode. I think that's how you pronounce his name. So the one I have doesn't have this, and his legs, his limbs, it's like really loose, so you could like do that and he's all flimsy and everything. So definitely an upgrade from the one that I have. So very happy to have that in the collection. And let's see. Next one up is a favorite of mine, of course. This is Sauron. I do have both versions. I think that's like the original version, and then the one with the yellow trunks might be the one that comes with the X-Men Museum box set. Either or, I think. I do have them, so adding another Sauron doesn't hurt at all. So now this one is the next one is definitely an upgrade to the one I got, and it is the Brood, because the one that I have, the wing's broken, and it's a mess. And so next one I don't have in the collection. Is very cool. I really do like this figure a lot, especially with the accessory he comes with. This is Cruel. Got that Predator-esque hairstyle thing. And if you look at the skulls that it comes with, it looks like the Predator and Alien a little bit. So, very cool. We do like that a lot. This one is part of the X-Force line. Shatterstar. That's a cool figure to have. It's probably one of the better ones that Toy Biz did in that scale. And next up is Trevor Fitzroy. And then next up is Richter. Now, this one, the next one up I'm about to show, is definitely an upgrade, because the one that I originally have, Justin gave me, it was part of his childhood toy, but I'm going to keep that one just because of that in my collection. And this is Grizzly, because the one that I got from him was, like I said, the Grizzly that I got from him was his childhood toy. Really super loose, you know, can't even stand for nothing. But I want to keep him just because, one, it's because it's part of his childhood, and that's special to me. Anybody that I'm friends with that gives me anything from their childhood automatically stays in the collection, no matter the condition. That's just how I am, you know. And next one up is Forge. I do have a Forge, but this one is definitely an upgrade to the one I have, because I think the one that I have, the legs are like all bent or something like that. You can't stand for nothing. It's like all warped. So this is a better condition Forge in the collection. Alright, got a couple more for this series. You gotta love the engineering that Toy Biz gave these figures. So the next one I do not have in the collection. I do have the Legends, the Toy Biz Legends version, but this is Pyro from the X-Men line. I love how they just slide in, and sometimes they just fall out. This one's about to fall out, I could tell. And last but not least, I do have this one, I believe. And this is the first version of Cable. So yeah, that's the X-Force X-Men line portion. So we got one more to go. Alright, this last set is probably my favorite out of everything that Toy Biz has done. So this is the Spider-Man animated series. So the first one was a piece that I really wanted from his collection. And so it's Blade. So if anybody that knows me knows I'm a huge Blade fan. And got everything, pretty much everything Blade you could think of. So very happy to finally add that to the piece. I think that was like the only figure that I was, no, not the only figure, but I think it was like one of 2 or maybe 3 figures that was missing from my collection that I had to have in my collection. And then I think that's part of the animated series Vampire Wars collection. And then have finally got a Spider-Man 2099. I don't remember what line that was, but that's from a particular line from the animated series. Alright, so now I think we finally get into the actual animated series portion of it. So, got Doc Ock. And then we have Smythe, I think his name is. Then we got the 6-armed Spider-Man. And then, I forgot what they called this, but I think it's like the Monster Spider, I think. Somebody please let me know what this particular character is called, but this is probably like my favorite out of the whole entire animated series Spider-Man line. Just because, 1, the detailing, and 2, the engineering of it is so incredible. He is missing his 2 little, I guess you could say capture gear, but that's okay. Just having the figure itself is good enough for me. I'm pretty sure I'll find this capture gear later on. So yeah, this is like the monster spider thing. And then we got Rhino. And then this is another favorite of mine. Sorry about that. Scorpion. And here's another Spider-Man. I think this is part of like a play set, not play set, but I think it comes with like a vehicle or something like that. Like a vehicle or some, I don't know. But he's not standalone, I know that for sure. But this is a very cool looking one. You know, you don't see that one very often. So I do like this one. Oops. So that's a very cool Spider-Man. I do have a Spider-Man, but it's like super old and doesn't stand very well. And so then last but not least of this particular line, we got Carnage. So don't have a Carnage in the collection, so I finally do now. So very happy. And he is complete, comes with all of his 3 accessories. So very happy about that. So yeah, this is like pretty much my favorite line to collect of Toy Biz as far as in my collection. I do have a bunch of these. I'm not done with them. I'm still missing quite a few of them. Like I do need a Kingpin. I do need let's see. I do need a I can't think. There's quite a few I do need. Kingpin's one of them. I do need a Kingpin. But that Blade, man, that blade is sick. I'm super happy to have that Blade. But yeah, so that's it. That is the haul portion of part 1, the Toy Biz portion. So very happy to have all of these in the collection. And like I said, I was able to fill in the gaps and the holes for particular lines, especially for the animated series. Look, that's a lot. That's a lot of animated series figures right there. And so very happy to have them. And then the other stuff that I showed off, I was able to fill in the gaps for that. And plus, you know, I was able to replace some of the ones that I currently have. So that's also a plus too. Never be afraid to upgrade your figures if needed, So I always encourage that. If you find something that's more better condition that can replace the one you got, unless if it has a sentimental value to you, replace it. Don't be afraid to do that. But anyways, so I hope y'all enjoyed this video as much as I did filming it. And so keep an eye out for part 2. And don't forget, words of wisdom. Buy what you love and not what you like, because if you buy what you like, you will always end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.